From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Hello everyone, meteorologist Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal, chief meteorologist. Of course, I'm going on vacation with my family today. So if Brian, there's been a weird snafu with Brian, he wasn't able to fill in through a good portion of the day. Now there's a chance he may be able to fill in this evening. If not, I will be recording my evening hit from my vacation spot. But the contest is still going to go on. You're going to try to figure out where I am. I'll try not to give too many clues away if I have to record it live. But between this weather update and, of course, the evening update, I will be traveling with my family. Now, one of the things I wanted before we, of course, that's beside the point now. Let's get to the forecast. So the morning is when I give the in-depth, detailed look at the latest on the fires. Okay, that's when I do. I don't typically cover the fires a whole lot in the noon or evening unless something major breaks out. So if you are throughout the day wondering, oh, what's going on with the weather, but he's not doing it during his noon or evening update, no problem. Just go to weathernorcal.com, click on fire danger, and you'll get all the information that you need. And by the way, when I'm doing Coffee with Kruger, because I'm not doing it this morning, you will be able to get the latest update there as well. So check that out. All right, here's the weather headlines. So outside of the fires, the heat is sticking around. It's going to be here through at least the first half of the weekend. Elevated fire danger continues, and the winds will be picking up, which we'll talk about that, and the potential for dry lightning strikes too, right? That's what we're looking at here for Saturday, Sunday. More on that in just a bit. Temperatures are going down Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But wouldn't you know, they're going back up toward the end of next week. Maybe another heat wave heading our way by the end of next week. There's your neighborhood forecast at a glance for today. Now, most of us, especially say Red Bluff northward, 110 degrees or higher. Around Chico southward, below 110, but still very hot nonetheless. Hazy in some areas, especially Trinity County, Siskiyou County, Modoc County. Still about 100 degrees for most of us in the higher elevations. And you can see for the north coast, all right, there's the cool spot. Typical, right? Low 60s. All right, so let's take a look at the smoke. And really what you'll see here, the overall trend, we're not seeing as much smoke most likely coming from these fires. Yes, sure, around the vicinity of Shelley Fire in Scott Valley, yeah, a lot of smoke there. But this is all haze, and this is all that haze that you really, quite honestly, don't even notice. So you can see, of course, the Southern Oregon fire is producing a little bit of smoke, making its way into Siskiyou and Modoc County, but nothing terrible. When you get into these colors here, this is just kind of that hazy conditions. You'll notice it, but I'm not seeing any massive, big, gigantic plumes of smoke coming from these fires. Now, of course, keep in mind, it has everything to do with the fires, and then, of course, the weather conditions can push that smoke in different directions. So if the fire is more active than what this model is suggesting, then we'd be looking at more smoke. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at that. Now, when we're talking about fires, fire danger, there it is. There's a fire weather watch, which will most likely be upgraded to a red flag warning soon. But that's for Friday. That is for tomorrow. And I'm going to show you why. Let's kind of break this down and talk about that for a second. We're going to talk about the winds, the humidity, and of course the fire danger. So as we go into this afternoon, typical, right? 15, even a little over 20 miles per hour. But check this out as we go into Friday afternoon. Still pretty breezy out there. I mean, in fact, we're approaching the 25 mile an hour range. This is why we've got that fire weather watch, eventually probably turning into a red flag warning. But now, as we go into Saturday, look at these winds. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these winds is this could be in relationship to that of the potential for thunderstorms on Saturday. You'll see that on Futurecast here in a second. Now we talk about the humidity. There it is, 12 p.m. We take into Thursday today, about 4%. Humidity actually not terrible. This may help the firefighters today, especially around, for the Shelley fire. Then, not much recovery for Friday afternoon. Still looking at some very low relative humidity levels there. Now, as we go into Saturday, yeah, I mean, it's very dry. Now, despite the fact that we got that monsoon moisture coming in, Still being rather dry once we get that rain out of there. But there's the chance, of course, the fire weather risk. It's high. It's getting even higher for Friday. You'll notice a lot more of those oranges and even a little bit of red popping up there into Modoc County as well. So fire potential for Friday, I think it's overdoing it. I think most of the thunderstorms will be down to the south here. It's Saturday that I think we've got the best chance. And some of those may make their way as far west as places like Mount Shasta, Wairika. And then Sunday, looks like to the north end here, we can see that potential. But as we go into next week, we'll see that those chances may be a bit slimmer. Let's take a look at the big picture here. And what we're seeing here, there's all the monsoon moisture, by the way, with the area of high pressure. We're seeing the flow around that high pressure. And look at this, we're seeing some of that monsoon moisture right about here. So we're eventually going to start to see some of that monsoon moisture work its way northward. But before we get into that, notice we're not seeing any more advisories for the Pacific, most of the Pacific Northwest. That's because the heat wave for them, pretty much over. But not for us, because we're still within the vicinity of that area of high pressure, keeping things very hot for us, at least through Saturday. There's Friday, there's Saturday, and then we're going to take you into Sunday. What's happening is by the time we get into Sunday, Monday, this high pressure, it's scooting off to the east. It's doing two things. It's scooting off to the east, bringing most of the heat along with it, but number two, that dome of high pressure is shrinking. It's breaking down. And that means our temperatures are dropping. Now, why is it shrinking and breaking down? This right here. Watch what happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This little disturbance, trough low pressure, warmer air, it's riding up and over that ridge. So that dome of high pressure, it's shrinking down. That's why our temperatures are dropping through at least the middle of next week. Now, what's going to happen is this will ride over and come on the east side of that route of high pressure. Watch what happens. A bit of a squeeze play going here. So this is going to come around the backside of that ridge. This ridge is going to come back up our direction, but it can't come too far because we've got this over here preventing this from building in as strong as it would like. But now we're looking at the end of next week, right? So temperatures going down through the middle of the week, and by the end of next week, looks like those temperatures may go back up again. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast. And now, of course, we're still seeing some of that fog persisting, especially around central Humboldt County. There's some of that morning fog coming in, and then, of course, may still be pretty dense in some areas here, even for Friday afternoon. There's some of the activity staying mainly to our east on Friday, and then you see what's happening? It's picking up on the really good chance for showers and thunderstorms here for Plumas County, Lassen County, and not to mention Modoc County. Now, again, we can see a chance for some make its way into parts of Siskiyou County. And look at this. Some cloud cover, maybe a few showers trying to develop here, even for the valley. Could we rule out a thunderstorm on Saturday? Not out of the question, but for now, I'm not going to set that in stone just yet. Most of it should be off to the east into the eastern mountains. Now, the reason again for this is that monsoon moisture wrapping around that area of high pressure, working its way northward. That's for Saturday. That's also the case on Sunday. We're seeing the potential for more of those thunderstorms working their way in. Now, as that area of high pressure moves off to the east a little bit here, that is going to basically the flow around that high pressure. We're not going to see as much of that monsoon moisture moving in. So it looks like it's mainly going to be a weekend event, although I am seeing some signs that parts of early next week, some of the mountains could see that continued chance of some of that monsoon moisture. We'll see. But for now, we'll just kind of watch the weekend and see what happens. There you can see temperatures. As I was mentioning, as you head south of Red Bluff, you're most likely going to be between 105, 108 degrees, but 110 plus for Red Bluff northward. There's the hazy and smoky conditions, of course, coming in from the Shelley fire there, and not to mention the Southern Oregon fire up to the north. Let's go ahead and take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. And we talk about the relief, right? That relief, for Redding at least, is just kind of hovering just a little over 100 degrees for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, Chico, you could drop below 100 by the time you get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We take a look at your 7-day outlook for the coast, inland, and for Weaverville. Hazy skies will pretty much be the case again. That relief coming in later on this weekend and into early next week. There's that chance for thunderstorms. The best chances will be for El Turris and Susanville, Eastern Mountains, Modoc County. For Saturday, Sunday. That's all the case for Susanville. I've got that chance in there for Mount Shasta on Saturday, but slimmer chances. And then as we go into next week, there, of course, you can see that relief from that heat, even for the mountains.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get the Sidekick now for 0 down, 0% APR for 36 months or save $1,000.
Tractors, trailers, rentals.
You do it all, we do it local.